our eight-man football analyst as well, Devin Albertson. And Devin, real quick, we got to get Bishop LeBlanc. They won their game tonight as well.
LeBlanc did win tonight, and DeKalb matched up against Nottoway Valley. Nottoway Valley wins that one 70-34. Now we can welcome Devin in. Chris kind of jumped the gun.
Always,
but
apparently.
That's all right. I'm just Devin.
I just read what's on the screen, so yeah.
Devin, let's start. What did you think of tonight around eight-man?
Yeah, so I had a really good game down south, kind of out of the area there with Archie beating Drexel for the first time in eight-man, so it's a good win for them. But North Andrew, they were so dominant tonight there at Stanbury. That's one thing that kind of stuck out to me up north. There was a great game there, and then the shootout with South Holt and Searsville Osborne was a lot of fun there with South Holt escaping with a win there at home. So a lot of good action there in Northwest Missouri.
Are we getting to the point now, Devin, where you're feeling more comfortable of who the top maybe 2 or 3 now? I know earlier this week you and I were talking about it. I think there's 6, right? I think there's 6 teams that are probably state championship contenders. I think a lot of them are sitting in the same district, so that's the problem. But do you feel like we're starting to see some separation even more?
Possibly here. I think we'll know even more next week after the North Andrew Albany game to kind of see how those teams kind of match up. Because North Andrew, they have the opportunity to possibly put themselves head and shoulders above everybody else over the next couple of weeks playing Albany and Worth County. If they struggle, or not even struggle, but those are close games, I think there could be 5 teams or so that could win a state championship. If North Andrew comes out and just dominates those games, we could see North Andrew possibly being a heavy favorite going into the playoffs. So North Andrew is kind of the key to that, if there's going to be parity at the top 5, or if it's just going to be a 1 or 2 man show, because Archie looked really good down south as well.
Chris, I got to give you a hard time because you are from North Andrew. And so, Devin, what do you think about North Andrew? I guess I got to ask that one, right?
That's fine. I don't care.
Just what do you think? Because they're
I'll just jump the gun again on the question.
But through what we've seen this year and what the opponents they're doing to their opponents, what do you think North Andrew?
They're big and they're physical. They wear you down kind of deal. And Linville's a good quarterback. Peyton Ecker is an absolute stud there at running back for him. Goff, Chittum. Their top talent is just as good, if not better, than anybody else in the state so far this year. They're going to be a really tough team to beat come playoff time, because even when the weather gets cold, it's not going to affect them really at all kind of deal because of their style of play.
You talk about their style of play, and seeing them tonight for the first quarter, each team had 3 possessions. Into the second quarter, too, North Andrew's not a team that's looking to always score quickly. They're fine with just draining that clock, low-scoring game. Is that going to impact some of these other teams that like to hurry things up? Because this team's not afraid 3, 4, 5, 6 yards of carry. They'll just grind it out that way, too.
Yeah, that's why I think they're so hard to beat, because they're fine with, you said, the 6-7 yard gains and not breaking off big runs. They'll break off some big runs, but it's more, we are going to eventually get those after we beat against your head again and again and again, kind of deal with that. And I think some teams they play could get impatient with that because they want to score points. If you get down 2 scores in North Andrew, they might bleed half a quarter away from you. Your possessions get limited, and that's really tough to get an upset win over North Andrew.
Devin, we just have a little bit with you. Is there a missing hat on your wall? Or do you still need one for collection?
There's one spot available for this one I have fixed right now. So my 8-man hat goes there for right now. There's still a few hats I'm still looking to get there with that. So, and also shout out to King City for a bounce-back win this week against Rockport after losing to Worth County last week down at halftime. They came out and played really well in the second half. So congrats to the Wildcats.
You collect hats. We're going to start collecting plants. Devin Albertson, thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Devin.